Hello out to all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time, your ear, and listening into another Why You Know Game video. And this time I'm going to talk about something that I know is considered to be a bad game, whereas I more or less wouldn't consider it a bad game. I just wouldn't consider it like a great game. It's borderline decent because it was it was unique for its time when it came out, and it did a lot of things different with an RPG that you still commonly don't see today. And the game I'm talking about is Quest 64. Now, I know that Nordic Games became THQ Nordic recently, and that they've picked up a lot of THQ's older IPs and are working on those games. And part of me hopes that they picked up Quest as well. I know it's not called Quest over. I think in Europe and Japan is given a different name. I know over here it's called Quest. Quest 64. But I think that they could take the play style of Quest and actually refine it and make it better than what it was when it was on the 64. Like, I damn near finished this game until my save got corrupted because my brother was playing a game and he went to save and turned my damn system off before it finished saving. He had a different save file, but it was on the same memory card and he fucked me over. But the game itself is really, really unique, again, in comparison to a lot of other RPG type games. Firstly, you do have, it is turn based, but while at the same time it's turn based, you're still actively moving about, and you have the opportunity to dodge enemy attacks if you can get out the range of the attack. And the way the game laid it out is that it would put circles around, like and certain attacks had varying ranges. If you were far enough away from an enemy, you could literally outrun their attacks. Or if you were geared up to do it before they started attacking, like if you saw something was about to do like an ice attack, you could start moving while they are in their animation to do the attack, and you could escape as long as you could get out of the range of the move. And even sometimes when you were within the range of a move, you could avoid getting hit, or you could at least lessen the damage of getting hit because you could move around. You weren't forced to be stationary. And I think that was actually pretty cool. Like, that was a concept that, to me, that's one of the reasons I liked the game, because of how the combat worked out. Like, because you could run into enemy, and the way it does play, as far as how enemy encounters that happen, they are randomized. You don't see them before it happens unless it's like a boss character. But the I liked I liked the fact that I could actively engage in the combat even if it was turn based. And that worked out really well. Like, and it worked the same for you as well as the enemy characters. Like, they could get out of the range of your attacks if they got far enough out of the way of them when you did magical attacks. And that's something I'm like, this is something that could be brought back. It could be refined. It could be turned into something much better than what it was. And Quest was a huge fucking game. Like, it was big. I mean, I wouldn't consider it open world because it was super like the paths were linear, but you could basically go any and everywhere that you wanted to within the path. And again, the game was big for the time it was. And thinking about this is on the 64, as well as the restriction of the cartridge sizes on the 64. This game was big for back when it came out. And like, you could upgrade your magics and stuff. You could upgrade your staff, because your I can't remember the character's name, but he's running around clocking the shit out of things with fucking he's running around clocking the shit out of things with this fucking staff and shit. Like, that was one of the funniest things to see him just run up. Like, he just runs up on top of an enemy and clubs the shit out of him. Like, but it's for me personally, I would love to see this combat system be brought back. I don't care what platform they put a game on for it. Like if THQ Nordic actually went back and took Quest and did a complete remastering of it, maybe made it an open world game, and gave you a whole lot more side quests to the main campaign of the game, I could see myself going ahead, picking it up on whatever platform it's on because I would want to play it. Like, and again, people seem to not understand that you can take something that wasn't so great and that wasn't so good and make it better. Like giving up on a formula because the first time out it wasn't successful is never in my book the best way to go about things. But then again, with the way people are in general, like the first time out you did bad, so I'm not gonna check out the second time, and that's why several games are suffering for it right now, like Titanfall 2 and Watch Dogs 2. They're kind of suffering for unimpressive first outings. Even though Titanfall, I don't really think it had an unimpressive first outing. Is it more or less it just didn't really gather a following. But I could see like, and plus Quest again. People keep saying they want new experiences. I more or less look at this like this. You don't really want new experiences. You want prettier versions of older experiences. For me, it's not necessarily about having newer experiences as it is more unique experiences. There are games that are unique, very unique, that don't see the light of day ever again after their first outing, and it's generally because they didn't sell well the first time. So the concept is dropped and nobody goes back to it, which is ridiculous. Like you should go back to some of these things every now and again and give them another shot and see how well they fare in a different stage in the market, like later on. And I'm not even going to try to keep talking about all that because again, like that's a business thing, and I get that's a business decision. But for me, games are supposed to be about creativity. So at the same time, while I understand this, their business is there's still supposed to be something fun and creative about it. There's supposed to be something that defines each game for itself. And if most games are the same, they feel the same, you're not finding what's defining about them. I really would like to see Quest come back, make a comeback, get a new iteration, whatever. Right now, I guess I would prefer it be remastered because of how old it is. But I'd be fine with the sequel too. And literally either or would be fine. But I think in this case, a remaster of it because of how old it is would actually probably be more to the benefit of the developers, because then they don't have to worry about figuring out a whole new plot line and all this shit. They just have to take the base game, work with what they've got there, obviously going to have to make a whole bunch of new fucking assets and shit. Like there's no denying that. But for this in particular, I think either a remaster or actually just a reboot of it completely would be a good idea. Just reboot it, bring back the same combat system, but refine it, work on it, make it better, streamline it. I would pick it up. I would have no problem picking it up, as long as they put in the necessary effort to make it as good as it can possibly be. I'd get it again. Or, I would pick up a game with the Quest moniker on it. That's it. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. And until the next time, please enjoy your games. Peace out.